So here are some examples of foliose lichens, and in this week's lab I'm going to ask you to look for foliose lichens, fruticose lichens, and crustose lichens. And sometimes you can find all three examples on one organism. In this case I probably could, but I wanted to find some really simple and obvious examples for you. So here we have a foliose lichen, and think of the word foliage. So foliose lichens will have kind of these flat leafy structures that I could scrape off if I wanted to. This one is called flavopunctilia, and right above it I have a flavoparmilia. You don't need to remember all these names. Over here we have one called Parmilia, and it's pretty similar to the one I just showed you, the flavoparmilia, but maybe you can tell in my video this one is a bit more gray. And then if I really zoom in, I can see that the lobes here are a little more square, and they have these structures called reticulations. And then all over on this tree I have a lichen called Physia, which looks really cool when you zoom in on it. And the circles that you're seeing, those dark circles, are called apothecia, and they contain reproductive structures that you'll learn more about in the lab. But I think you can see these are kind of foliage-like. So these are foliose examples, and this is on a white oak, kind of an older white oak. And one of the takeaways I want you to have for this lab is how easy it is and how common it is to find lichens. It's something that we don't really think about or look for, but they're actually, quite common, and you can work on your lichen identification throughout the entire year. So that's one reason I like to do lichens in botany, because it's something you can do year-round. Here we have examples of the fruticose growth form of lichens. Fruticose means that these are shrubby or coral-like. This example is a cladonia, and the common name is called the British soldier. Now I'll use this rock to show you some examples of crustose lichens. So the crustose lichens, think of the word crusty. Basically they're lichens that are adhered so tightly to their substrate that you would destroy the specimen trying to remove it. The first one that we're looking at right here, this big one, you see several examples of it. This is Protoparmeliopsis. The orange one is quite common on rocks. I see a lot of examples of that orange one here. That one's called Caloplaca. And this black one is called Verrucaria.